when my wife was going through her cancer treatment, she was concerned about when she died. She felt that I would become a hermit.
For Alan Howard, slow pitch has become more than just a game. When other teammates also lost their wives, the retired lawyer started a men's cancer support group.
There would have been half a dozen guys who lost their wives. There's several here that I know have gone through that.
This Calgary Senior Slow Pitch League is built on inclusion, whether they're the best player on the field or just happy to be back in the game.
We don't judge. Uh, it's just you want to play, fine.
Ellen has spent decades living with benign essential tremor requiring 2 brain surgeries, but it certainly doesn't stop this 79-year-old.
All you feel is when they drill through your scalp. But then I've got uh, stimulator units on both sides that are wired to the brain.
Instead of withdrawing, Alan stayed connected through church and slow pitch. He shares his story of growing up on the farm playing ball with Lanny McDonald, how he copes with tremors, and what advice he would give to his younger self.
Stay mobile and active while you can. When you're young, you think you're invincible, and you are then. But there comes a time when your body says, it ain't going to work anymore. And that's because you haven't maintained the level of activity that you needed to. When my wife was going through her cancer treatment, she was concerned about when she died. She felt that I would become a hermit. And she was right, because left on my own, I'd prefer just being myself. But I've maintained the contact with the ball team. I still go to church, have contacts there in groups, do different things. But yeah, it would be easy to see how men, generally, we're not the social activists that our wives are. I know my wife, I would say, if we were in a room, by the time the evening was over, my wife would know everybody's name and something about them. I would prefer to sit in a corner with a book or start talking to one person, and that was it. But I see it here too. There's what I did several years ago. It just turned out several of the guys lost their wives. And so I started a cancer called support group of the men. Just would meet together once a month to have dinner and how's it going and that. And yeah, there would have been half a dozen guys who lost their wives. There's several here that I know have gone through that. Some were part of the group that I started. Some weren't, but yeah, it would be easier just to uh, let things go and you sort of draw into your cocoon. Years ago, my wife and I did a Myers Brooks test, and the fellow who administered the test just shook his head and said, I've never seen someone who's as much of an introvert as you, meaning me, are. And but I was right. I was that way, and so I've made that conscious effort to maintain the contacts beyond just myself. I'm not by nature a public speaker, but you have to do that when you're in court. My wife would know when I had to be in court because my shirt would be wet right down to my belt. I would perspire that much. but I still enjoyed it. There was that sense of accomplishment. You did something. What happens every year in February? They say, okay, uh, registration is open. So if you want to play for the year, then you send in your money and your name. And they've got a list of, let's say, 300 players. So then they have a draft several days. AAA is the younger players, faster, all of that. So they draft first. They'll choose, and then the players that are left are available then for the AA teams, and they'll do a draft. And then what's left plays in single A. So then the single A coaches have a draft day and they'll pick of who's left. And so, yes, we're less mobile, not less skilled. There's a lot of really skilled players here. And today, one of our players who would be a younger player shouldn't be in single A, but he can power it. He can hit it over the fence and has. Yeah. So it's good to have him on our team. But yeah, we play because generally we're older uh, and less mobile. We play one game twice a week. Double A and Triple A play a double header once a week. But too many of us would get injured playing the double header, and so we play the one game twice a week. And yeah, we enjoy it. So most of these guys I know, I played with them in Double A before I came down, and yeah, we just have a lot of fun. And I've played ball since I was a kid, fastball usually. That even through university, then I played on a lawyers ball team uh, in Calgary when I started practicing, and then kids came along, and there was a few years where I didn't, and then slow pitch seemed to come along, and so I played in the Calgary Christian Mixed Slow Pitch League for about 15 years. Uh, Most of the players were a generation younger than me. And my wife kept saying, you know, you need to stop playing in this league. And I said, they may be younger, but I'm like Gordie Howe. I know where to go and where to be for a play. And so I was good. I was a first baseman. And I'm biased, but I was good. Then my wife died in '09. And in 10, then my daughter and son-in-law, who were coaching the CCMS team with me, we all said, okay, we've had enough stress to last a while. Let's just go and play ball somewhere. And so I joined the Calgary Senior Men's Slow Pitch League, and I've played in it now for 16 years, and was a manager in Double A for a period of time, and then about the last 6 years, I suppose, I've been down in Single A. And yes, I enjoy it. It's fun, uh, and we get along well. The guys that are here, we kibitz a lot. We compliment each other when you make good plays, razz somebody when they don't make a play they're supposed to. Uh, when I started in Double A, uh, yes, I was first baseman, but I also bat left-handed, and and the one coach there used to call me Mr. T because I could hit to the fence. So when you bat left-handed and hit into right field, when you can run, a double becomes a triple. So I was with triple. I did a lot of that, and but now I my legs don't move. I'm weird. I'm weird. Are you left or right-handed? I'm left-handed. Okay, when I started playing ball as a kid, I threw underhand with my right hand. But then you get a glove, so you have a glove on your right hand. That means you're throwing with your left hand. Well, I never could throw underhand with my left hand, but I when I was shooting gophers, I'd shoot right. I shot uh, the puck with my right hand. Yeah. What if your brain's just wired differently? It's wired. The deal here is if you sign up and pay your money, you're going to play. It doesn't matter how good you are or aren't. Everybody who on the roster will play. So that's the first thing they do. They decide how many people have signed up. That means then AAA needs this many players per team. Double A needs this. Single A needs what's left. Call it that. But but eh, excuse me, everybody plays, and so yeah, some guys play really well. Some haven't played for years, but they learn. When I started in Double A, those one fella who signed up hadn't played for years, and you could tell he wasn't a good hitter or a fielder, but he still played. Now, actually, he's playing in this division, not on one of the teams here today, but he's really developed into a good player, and that's it. We don't judge. Uh, it's just you want to play, fine. You want the deal is you can run the bases. So if you hit, you can run, unless you say you want a runner. And the deal is you have to ask for a runner, not the coach says we'll put a runner in for you. For myself, my legs are shot, my knees particularly. So I say I want a runner from home. So I don't get my triples anymore. Because when you have a runner from home, they can only run to first. But yeah, there are guys who I look at and say they're not really helping their team by running, but it's their choice and they're getting the exercise. Good for them. Yeah. It's called benign essential tremor. I don't know why they called it that because it's not benign and it's not essential to me, but I have it. It's a distant cousin of Parkinson's, and so your hands shake, uh, and it can be hereditary. My mom had it, and I think both my sisters have it now, but not as significant as I do. You can take pills to stop it, and they're on the medication, but it didn't work for me. So I've had two surgeries, one in '09. Yeah, I have to be awake while they do the surgery. So I was on the table for 13 hours. And at some point, you'll feel a buzz in your finger and you say, okay, there's a buzz or there's a tingle or there's a twitch. And so I have to be able to let them know what I'm feeling as I go through the surgery. So I did that on my left side because I'm left-handed, and to be able to continue practicing law, I needed to be able to write. And then in 20, after I'd retired, we decided to do the right side to try and affect the rest of it. But I was too uh, nauseous and upset about it, and they decided to back off. And then COVID came. So in 22, then I had the second surgery, which dealt with my other side. So I have uh, rods in my brain. And a good friend of mine, before I had the first surgery, said, the reality is your brain is insensitive, so you won't feel anything. All you feel is when they drill through your skull. But then I've got uh, stimulator units on both sides that are wired to the brain, and so I have a unit, that's a stimulator unit that I can turn on and off, and yeah, that's what that's. So when it's on, and usually I leave it on all day, then I can uh, relate to people. I can talk generally, and I would say yes. When I'm trying to eat, then I have problems because it'll shake then. But it does allow me to have pretty much a normal life, and I'm very thankful for that. The surgeons at the Foothills were excellent. I've had great care and attention there, so I guess I'm very thankful. But I noticed it when I was at my niece's wedding and I was asked to give the toast to the bride. And so I raised my glass to do the toast and just went all over. That's when I found out there was something wrong. And then we went to the doctors and they checked it out and said, yes, this is what it is. And they tried the three different medications, tried this pill, it didn't work. All right, then we'll try this one, didn't work. Try the third one. And they said, yeah, that one may give you some problems. You may be irritable. And I said, I am not irritable, but I knew it was. And so then they said, okay, surgery is the next option. And we did that.
Has it stopped you from doing anything?
Not not in terms of what I normally do. It's when I'm eating. Yes, I try. You can mask it to some degree, and I'll more often have things that don't require cutting. Whether it's fish or say hamburger or something that doesn't require me to use a knife, because then it's not this hand does shake more so. Okay. From Drumheller, if you go straight east about 20 miles, it's the hand hills. It's the edge of the Palliser Triangle. It's dry, very much, yes. And so my mother was a McDonald when she married my dad. So her older brother was Lorne McDonald, who is our father of Lynn and Lanny. Now, so Lanny was the hockey player who did well in the NHL. Lynn, his older brother, actually was a tougher player, and Lynn was also a pitcher. So Lynn pitched. My brother Lyle was a pitcher. He also was a catcher. Lanny was the shortstop. I was first base, or I'd catch, and then other relatives and friends from that area. But in the handle, so it was south of Craigmile, but east of Drumheller. The McDonald's grew up, uh, about what would be about 3 or 4 miles from Hand Hills Lake, and there was the clubhouse there. My great grandfather McDonald and his son uh, built, or were in charge of building, the original clubhouse.
Were they the homesteaders?
Yes.
Your great grandfather would have been the
Yeah.
homesteaders.
Things haven't always gone what I would have hoped they would, but you have, I guess, two things. One is belief in God, and then just a positive attitude that what will happen will be for the best. So I'm living that way, and uh, what may happen today or tomorrow, I have no control over, but I have control over how I react to it, and I think that's a good part of it.
Yeah.
My youngest brother was a world champion senior calf roper down in the States. My Yeah, I did just sort of remember that the older of my younger brothers is a farmer. He's a good farmer, and he's been worked very hard at it. He's had hip problems, had all that type of thing, but very active. Yeah. So.
That's hard work, especially in that area.
Oh yes. No, I think a good part of it is that having a positive feeling, be active. I'm not near as active as I should be. I know that had I been more active years ago, I could be more active now. So I guess that would be one bit of advice. Stay mobile and active while you can. When you're young, you think you're invincible, and you are then. But there comes a time when your body says, it ain't going to work anymore. And that's because you haven't maintained the level of activity that you needed to.